Hey you guys, what's up? So I had to come on and share this with you guys. This was a vision that I had last night. And I'm sure there's information based on this, surrounding this, that could be very similar, but this was how it was joined out to me. I was asking myself questions about, the healing process, the shadow work, disconnecting from old limited beliefs, familiar beliefs, generational lines, inherited beliefs, and really trying to make sure that during shadow work, sometimes we could find ourselves through spiritual warfare, and a lot of it could definitely stem from projections, but it could also stem from your own mind. So you want to do the healing work to gain more mastery towards what is you and what is everything else around you, right? So when I saw this, I wanted to draw it first as a diagram, like trying to put it in a bar diagram. Sorry about my background. Okay, but it just didn't suffice. And then I was like, I'm going to do it in a circle view. And it's so funny because the lines represent masculine energy, linear, okay? Setting goals and going after it. And this is one of the things that I feel like why men are so successful, or could be most successful at one point, because they have such a focus when it comes to what it is they need to do, what it is they need to go after, and they go for it. Linear mind, they're not very easily distracted. And even like when we hear about, when a man knows what he wants, he goes after it, right? Same thing for women. When we apply the masculine energy principle in a healthy way into our own lifestyle, we can get the same results, right? But we just get to direct it in a different way. Okay, we get to direct that energy in a different way. So I thought of drawing it out like this. Okay, so the whole premise of this is to show you the difference from how you can evolve through your stage of mastery and healing yourself, disconnecting from mindsets, perspectives, ideologies, behaviors, habits that are not in alignment with what it is that you do want to see in your life, how it is that you do see yourself. Because some of us don't even have a healthy self-image, or a self-image at all. You may know what you want. You may say, I want to be a millionaire, I want to do this, I want to do that, but you don't have a self-image around what that looks like. So I thought about all the other things that are affecting you before you could actually really step into your divinity and step into your awareness of self. And there's so many graphs, there's so much information that you could also learn to help you, to assist you to getting to there. Like for me, I've used a lot of books that either Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic has suggested, Dr. Delbert Blair, Dr. Africa. I've learned a lot from all of these beautiful beings. So in so many of the books that they suggested, and just going through my own life experience, this is what is coming up for me, and this diagram literally came up for me. I don't know if this is out already. I just had a vision of it and I decided to draw it. So one of the things that you get to realize is that you want to make sure that you're focusing on your own beliefs, right? So you're starting first. I don't need to redraw it since I already have it here. You're starting first, detaching yourself from the world beliefs, what everyone else is saying they should do. It's kind of like sheep energy. And we already know if you follow the sheep, you're going to fall off the cliff just like the rest of them. Okay? So you want to create a deeper inner connection with self so that you can be directed towards where you need to go. Everybody has their own energetic signature and different messages when it comes to the all and what that looks like. You might be being told to go left, and then someone else might be being told to go straight forward. And you need to have the centeredness to be able to determine which is right for you. Obviously, if your inner voice is telling you to go one way, then you need to develop trust. You need to build that inner trust. You need to trust that that's going to work in your highest favor, right? So you need to detach first from the world beliefs. And then we also have to worry about our close environment, family, friends, peers, lovers, familiar, even inherited beliefs through our bloodline. We get to detach from what no longer serve us. Maybe we were working from a space of lack mentality, financial lack. And, for me, I came from Haiti. So a lot of my family, a lot of my ancestors, they were enslaved. And in coming from Africa, that's like a whole different type of like lineage and understanding. So we have a lot of trauma there. Okay, we have a lot of trauma there, right? So healing through that and knowing that they actually did all of that and went through all of that so you could create a new self-image for yourself. Just because the past suffered, they suffered for you, it doesn't mean that you need to suffer now. Okay, you get to create and step into a new way of belief, a new way of thinking, to create a new way of living for yourself. And sometimes it's challenging because everyone, your friends, other people, they're telling you it looks one way, and the new way that you're doing things, it looks completely different, right? Like, I love nursing and I've been doing it for a while. However, if I'm doing it in a way where it's community based and I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm able to implement leadership qualities and I'm growing, then I love it. But if you're not doing that, if you're not in that kind of healthy environment, it doesn't really support your growth, and you'll really find yourself, the Lilith energy in your chart, will really affect you to where you don't feel satisfied, right? So you're going to have to detach from the environment, from what your family believe, what your friends believe, especially if it's not in alignment with your belief. And it's no judgment. It just means that you're going in a different, opposite way. Okay? And then you have to now you're going to get into the familiar self, I call it, because now you're also working against what you always believed that you wanted to do, how you project yourself, how you speak up for yourself, what you see from your lens, but it's still stemming from the environmental belief and in the world beliefs as well. Let me put that like that. So the reason why I have these arrows like this is because the ones prior to it is affected by what was before it, right? So now when you're in your familiar self, you still have an aspect of you that is affected by your environment. So you may find yourself people-pleasing, self-sabotaging, procrastinating, certain things that is not in alignment with the purpose or the path or whatever it is that you're trying to do, because this is how you've always been. Why? Because your environment has supported that version of you that you're no longer resonating with. So you have to also not only break away from world beliefs, environmental beliefs that no longer serve you, but even your old selves. And this is sometimes the most challenging, because maybe your body wants to consume healthier foods. Maybe you want to surround yourself with more like-minded friends in a community that challenge you and that support you, and they hold space for your growth, instead of people that are going to be codependent or cause you to be codependent off of their energy, and not challenging you to grow, right? And it's no judgment. It's no jabs or anything. It just is what it is. It's information, energy. Everything that we're going through is just information, and what you do with that information. So you get to detach from this aspect of you, and this is where you also want to do this is where you're going to do most of the shadow work, and this is where you're going to do most of the new imagination for what it is that you do want. And that is always, it's challenging, because depending on when you start to do this, and if your environment was supportive of this work, right, the shadow work or the growth work that you've been doing in yourself, then you can get there faster. But if you've gone through this for 20, 30, 40 years, it's going to be a lot more challenging, because you got to work through all of those decades of ideologies and perspectives. So then now you do the work. Let's say you do the work and you've progressed into this new self. You're starting to believe in yourself. You see the divine is always creating whatever it is that you're putting into your life for yourself, whatever it is that you want to rewrite or to experience. You really see like magical things are really happening in your life. So now you want to, I'm sorry about the background noise. You want to honor that, right? Maybe now you want to lose weight, so now you're setting up a routine for yourself. You want to read more, detach from, programmings and TVs and certain music, because you understand your energy, and each of those things affect your energy. And you also get to now utilize the feedback of your old self. What is something that you used to do that is no longer maybe attached to certain addictions, maybe sex addictions, maybe people pleasing, maybe relationship addictions, whatever it is, and you want to now do the opposite of that, right? So you always have feedback from the prior mindset and beliefs to work through. Everything is just energy. There's no right or wrong. There's only feedback, right? So with that being said, now that you are in this new authentic space, X marks the spot, right? This is where the godhood is. This is where the Christ-like energy is. This is where you start to trust yourself more. You start to have more self-belief. And even this is such a sacred space, y'all. It's so important, the people that you surround yourself with, the foods that you eat, the music, and everything that you consume. Now, you want to get to the level of mastery where you could consume crappy foods and crappy music and crappy films, but you're able to look at them from a different perspective. Like even me, I've transitioned from watching action movies just for the entertainment to actually now like getting gems. I'm looking at it like through the quantum field to get feedback from it, because that's what it is, right? And not all feedback is feedback that's supporting you. You're going to know the truth because you're vibrating in the center of truth. Nobody can really affect you because you're centered, you're grounded, right? You're grounded, you're anchored in this. This is your center. So it doesn't matter what's happening in familiar and environment, in the world. It doesn't matter what's happening outside of you. You're so centered in your own space, in godhood, in understanding, understanding, and overstanding. You're moving from this space. Your signal is now coming from here. It's not coming from outside in. It's now inside out. Okay? So, and it's funny how I thought these came in circle, because we're literally going through cycles of life, right? To learn these things. You're in this cycle. You turn 22, 28, 40, 65. This is a new cycle for you. So you're learning something brand new. And the whole point is to always return back to center, back to midpoint, back to self, right? And you don't hold any grudges towards any of these things, because you realize these were the catalysts that you had to go through to evolve. These were the catalysts that you had to go through to bring you back to this centered space, okay? So I hope that was helpful for you guys, and you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed this diagram. Oh, what I wanted to say was the circle represents feminine. I did say linear was for the men, right? The circle, of course, is feminine energy, and it's just interesting how we just see our lives through cycles, right? But also how feminine energy, it could be very chaotic, because it's just like, it's considered the universe, right? There's so much going on. You can't really pinpoint anything, but when you are centered in something, this is the masculine energy right here. This is the masculine energy, right? Because you're centered in something other than yourself. Your masculine energy is, you operate in a certain awareness, a certain understanding, overstanding, and that is what's allowing you to really be in your feminine energy in a healthy way. Okay, we're circular as feminine, and we're able to take in a lot of things. I was having a conversation with a friend, and Dr. Africa spoke about this a lot in his African health book, where men, they think first, right? Masculine energy, and feminine, they feel first, right? So we always have the vibrational frequency that hit us first before then we go back and think about, is this the right thing, right? Men, they're more logical, so they think about it first and then they go after it, right? So I just think this is so beautiful how we could just tie this into our lives, our choices, our relationships, our healing. And I think it's just in alignment, especially for today's world, when we're going through so much and there's so much going on outside of us. We can easily be distracted, and you can also see how feminine women, or even the feminine aspect in men, are so affected during this time, okay? Because we are energy. We are energy. And men are energy too. I'm not saying women are energy and men are not. I'm saying the energetical principle of that, of feminine and masculine energy. Okay, the universal law, not necessarily a man and a woman, the universal law of feminine and masculine principles. You see how everything is affecting the frequency of that, and why you know, women always need their men to be protective, because we're being attacked at all levels, okay? And you want to be able to be anchored in something that is not selfish, right? And I'm not talking about it's good to be selfish as far as like taking care of yourself, because that's good too, but like it's more like selfish in a sense where you know what your principles are so that you can operate in a selfless way. Okay, if that makes sense. But I'm going besides myself. The video is going way longer. I just wanted to come in and share this vision with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.